You know how Nico would open up, "Hi, hi." That's how Nico would introduce himself. "I'm Cristian LaCapra. I'm Nico's dad." And I think when I think about Nico, what he represents to me is just pure love. But most of all, he loves his star, which is his mom, Gianni.
Nico is the most beautiful, loving little boy. He brings light and happiness into every room he walks into.
So around the time Nico was about 1.5 years old, we started noticing some changes in his behavior. Blessed for us, he has a twin sister, Celine, I think helped us realize that he wasn't progressing along the same path or as quickly as his sister, and actually had reverted in some ways. But most noticeably, he stopped being responsive.
I was definitely in denial. My husband, who is my co-chair for this wonderful event, was really the driving force, pushing me to figure out what was happening with Nico.
And so we did our diligence, and of course Gianni, being the leader that she is, was out in front, and we went through and met with different doctors and therapists until that fateful day right before he turned 2. We received the official diagnosis that Nico was in fact on the autism spectrum. And I can still remember every second of that day being with the doctor, receiving the diagnosis in the room, and just total devastation.
He might not say a lot, but God, does he show his love through his actions. And he works so hard. He does not stop until he's accomplished every goal that's put in front of him. Honestly, he is my greatest teacher, because when I'm having a hard time, he's having a time that's 10 times harder.
What we've been doing now for the past 6 years is working to get Nico on a path to independence. So he will be in a position to take care of himself. And ultimately, that work started with CARD. That's what gave us that initial foundation of strength and clarity and a clear plan of where we should go, who we should talk to. CARD became that trusted source, that trusted advisor. With this directive, that allowed Gianni and I to climb out of a very dark place and get back to being a husband and wife.
And what CARD has done for our family, there's no price you can put on it. And we felt it was time for us to give back to CARD.
At CARD, our main purpose is, of course, supporting individuals who are autistic and families and children and helping them connect to resources. But we realized at CARD that there's a piece missing, and we really need to help the greater society connect to individuals who are autistic. And so we created the Autism Friendly Initiative, where organizations, entities, companies can reach out to us and partner with us to be able to support their autistic customers. As part of that initiative, we go in and we train these companies and we give them the tools they need to understand their autistic customers. And then my role really comes in because as part of being autism friendly and being inclusive, the next step is really employment, because autistic children are going to grow up and be autistic adults. And they have a lot to contribute to society and a lot of skills that can really benefit employment environments. So as part of our Autism Friendly Initiative, we go through the customer facing and then we move into employment. And as part of employment, we connect them with the de Moya Foundation, who are our employment partners.
The de Moya Foundation is the umbrella to DMF employment opportunities. It came about through my own personal and professional challenges, journey, and experiences with my own son. What happens after young adults with developmental disabilities leave high school is basically that by the age of 22, the resources are gone. And the ones that are out there are very inefficient. I started to put together a program, a model, and I came up with the model that we are currently using today. And what do we offer that makes us so unique? Job coaching, where the employee is getting support and so is the employer and the staff that's working as co-workers. And we start to develop natural supports, because eventually they have to be independent enough to work on their own. But we never go away. Even after 5 years, if they call us, we'll come back in and retrain or refresh. And we provide all the accommodations ourselves. And that is how our customized employment model was created and continues to be used today. So I've been in this community for a long time, and I've been in the disability field for a long time, and I have always been a friend of CARD. But this is different because it's not just working together, it's a collaboration, acknowledging that together we can help more young adults be successful, independent, and part of our society. I've always said that my son spent his whole life letting me know that he was going to live and work and be in our world. And that is what I strived for him. And as a mother, not only professionally, but more important, personally, I know that one day I'm not going to be here. And so I have to make him as independent as possible. And that is my wish for all of our program participants.
The de Moya Foundation has been, in my view, one of the most transformational organizations that we have in South Florida. And we have many, but what Lily and her family have done is they've changed the landscape of adult services completely. Their model, their vision, the implementation of what they're doing goes beyond anything we've ever seen before. They are actually creating employment where employment didn't exist before. And not only employment, they're creating a sustainability model to support employment for all of these young adults into their futures that doesn't exist today. So they're special in the heart that they bring to the work, but more importantly, the intellect and the vision and the strategy. You know, I think a lot of what we see in the de Moya Foundation can be traced back to the fact that they are a family that has a family business that has been successful for many years. They approach the work very strategically, very systematically, and as a result of that, we have hundreds of kids that have now become adults who are now meaningfully employed in jobs that didn't exist before, with companies that were not employer partners before. None of that's possible without the de Moya Foundation.
What it means to me to receive the Cruz Whitehurst Award is that we have come such a long way in our journey to have our children who are now adults contribute to society. Honoring me is not about me. It is about our community. I was very honored when Michael told me, because I felt that it was such a powerful message that we were acknowledging the power in collaborating, in partnerships, in working together, and not being a fragmented community.
So CARD is funded by the state of Florida through the Department of Education, and that funding supports a great deal of what CARD does, but it does not cover everything CARD does. CARD really relies on our fundraising efforts and other foundation grants to fully support all of the activities that we do.
Fundraising is necessary to help us grow the program and close the gap between what the state provides us and what we actually need to deliver the program at the level of quality that we are proud of.
Funding CARD is not only a personal mission, it is important for our community.
So the people of CARD is why we're here tonight. And we're so blessed and thankful for all that they do and continue to do and will do for so many.
I just want to thank everyone for their support of CARD over these many, many years. We simply can't do this work without you, and it just means so much to me, to my team, to my board, to the community, that you keep coming year after year to lend us your support and your love. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.